Hello Ateneans! To ensure a smooth running webinar for both the speaker and the audience, please be reminded of these following house rules. Number 1. For the entire duration of the webinar, kindly turn off or mute your microphones to avoid interrupting the presenter. Number 2. Be on time. Once you have joined the Zoom session, please refrain from leaving and attend the entire duration of the webinar. Number 3. To raise your queries, you may type them in the chat box of the platform you are using. Kindly refrain from posting comments unrelated to the topic. Number 4. The moderator will be acknowledging your questions and directing them to our speakers during the open forum. Number 5. When participating in the open forum, be mindful of your background and your background noise. Number 6. We will be releasing the link of the evaluation form at the end of the webinar. Number 7. Please note that we will only be issuing e-certificates to those who have registered, confirmed attendance, and completely filled out the evaluation form. Number 8. Use your real name and follow the prescribed format for proper documentation, if any. Number 9. Unless you are permitted by the organizer, please do not record any part of the webinar. And number 10, please give us a week to prepare your e-certificate to be sent via email. Thank you and enjoy the webinar.
Hello there, Ateneans! Welcome to the new season of the Alternative Class Program.
That's right, the ACP is back and it comes with something more.
Indeed, the ACP is one of the biggest and most anticipated formation programs in the Ateneo, with more than 80% of the college population participating in the program's semestral offering.
And the ACP is made possible through the collaboration of the Office of Student Affairs and its partners, like academic departments and formation offices, the Supreme Student Government, and student volunteers like us. Why don't we refresh our students' memories on what the ACP is all about, Seth?
Sure, Alyssa, that would be helpful, especially for those who are attending the ACP for the first time. The ACP is conducted every semester to provide the college students with formative opportunities outside their regular classroom routine and daily schedule in support of the university's uniquely Jesuit educational goals. Instead of attending their classes for a particular period, students choose one ACP topic from among the offered webinars and e-workshops.
That's right, Zeth. Carefully selected resource speakers from different fields of specialization are invited to showcase their knowledge, skills, and inspire students to nurture their personal development and partake in social advocacies or causes.
Did you know that there are almost 30 ACP topics in store for all students this sem? And each student could take part in up to 4 webinars and workshops?
Wow, that's amazing, Seth. And what's even more amazing about the ACP is that our topics are varied enough to cater to the different interests of our students. We have politics, environment, arts and crafts, and health.
Foreign languages, financial literacy, performing arts. Name it and you have it in ACP.
But wait, there's more about the ACP this semester. Because of the improvement in our pandemic situation, we are now bringing back some face-to-face ACP events, especially the workshops.
That's indeed a good news for everyone, Alyssa. And I'm sure the students, like us, are excited to learn new things in the company of our fellow students. Speaking of more, what is really the meaning of the more? What is Magis?
That's a good question, Zeth. Students have a lot of misconceptions about Magis, so this is an opportunity to clarify what Magis really means. The Ignatian Magis is choosing the most loving option in our actions and decisions out of our love for God. Without this love for God and love of God, the more is not Magis.
Meaning, the more is not about having more or doing more until you get exhausted. It is about quantity or excellence. Contrary to what people understand about Magis, neither is it about settling for the minimum and being complacent after having achieved so.
Magis is love of God and for God. And what better way to do Magis than by serving God's people, especially the poor and marginalized, as a way to love and glorify God? That's Magis, and we, Athenians, are called to discover and live out the more loving option in our everyday lives.
Given this theme, the ACP topics are carefully chosen to be relevant to the current times, formative, and mission-driven. And at the end of the webinars and e-workshops, the ACP hopes for the following objectives. First, acquire knowledge and or skills that are relevant to one's interest, talent, skill, passion, or advocacy. Second, relate or share the learning and insight gained from the topic or activity in conversation or dialogue and personal reflection.
Third, examine the importance of one's interest, talent, skill, passion, or advocacy to the development of the society. And fourth, seek ways or opportunities by which the gained knowledge and skills can be further advanced and used for the benefit of the immediate organization, community, or larger society.
For now, we would like you to listen to the speakers sharing.
And please take part in the conversation during and even after the event.
Strive for more. Be persons of Magis and service. And don't forget to learn and have fun while we experience ACP Athenians.
Particularly for
Ano ka?
Magis afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ACP webinar that you have chosen to attend for this semester. This is Invest in Your Future, Young Person's Guide to Savings and Investments. Welcome to day 6 of this semester's alternative class program. For this particular webinar, we will learn something that we don't normally discuss outside the classroom. Kasi diba, hindi naman lahat ng natututuhan natin ay galing sa four walls of our classrooms. We students need to expand our knowledge by immersing ourselves in new environments and learning from people from different fields of expertise. Alam nyo, share ko lang. I have attended 4 ACPs for this semester, and this one is my 5th one. I can say that aside from the technical knowledge I gained, I truly enjoyed the topics I have chosen to attend since I know I can use them in my day-to-day encounters with the people around me and especially my community. Although our topic for this afternoon is something that's on a different level, it is something that everyone should know about, especially because it calls us to invest in our future. To formally begin the webinar, let us bow our heads and put ourselves in the presence of our Lord.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, we thank you for today and the fresh chance to know, love, and serve you and your people. We thank you for the gifts of life, talents, and persons that you have divinely placed in our lives. We thank you for Ignatian spirituality and the missions of the Society of Jesus and the Ateneo de Naga University. We thank you for our being Ateneans and the unique education and formation and purpose that comes with our identity and values. We thank you for the generosity of your people, especially our speakers and the people who worked hard to make the alternative class program possible. We thank you for our fellow learners and friends who shall take part in enriching conversations and inspiring actions after the event. As we all journey together in new beginnings, continuations, and transitions, may we draw inspiration from the learning we shall gain from ACP and other formation programs. Open our hearts and minds and refresh our memories so that we may discover what you are calling us to do. In the innumerable details, concerns, and hopes that we have today. With courage and joy, may we strive for the more, the magis. That is to strive to know you more intimately, that I may know you more dearly and follow him more closely. May the many crises in our midst not paralyze us. Instead, may it embolden us. May we truly find you in all things, including our own struggles and afflictions, and may we graciously and humbly receive your merciful and reassuring love. We pray for all these in the name of Jesus Christ, with the intercession of Our Lady of Peña Francia and Saint Ignatius of Loyola. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Once again, Magis Afternoon Athenians, welcome to the ACP webinar that will help us secure our financial future. Yes, tama kayo nang narinig. Finally, an authentic way to learn about simple and legitimate ways of savings and investments. Walang pay now, learn later. Walang halong scam o ano paman. In this webinar, we'll discuss the possible gains and risks of investments, as well as the importance of thinking ahead when it comes to our finances. As I've mentioned nga earlier, this will help us prepare for our future, lalo na as college students na magiging part na ng working society in 4 years' time at most. Dapat ngayon pa lang ay nag-iisip na tayo ng ways to be financially stable. Better yet, why don't we start right now? Kaya ako super excited na for today's ACP. Participants kaya natin. Handa na ba kayo? So if yes, let me see the word yes. I am ready sa ating virtual chat room. Again, let me see the words yes, I am ready sa ating virtual chat room. On the count of 3 tayo. Yes, I am ready in 3, 2, 1. Ayan, ready na ating participants. I love the energy, guys. Since handa na ang ating participants at may energy pa naman kayo, let's have a short activity. For our icebreaker, please visit www.mentimeter.com and enter the code on your screen. You may also scan the QR code that will redirect you to our Menti or click the link that is shared in our virtual chat room. Gusto muna namin malaman what are your expectations for today's ACP. So please share your thoughts by answering the Menti. Again, visit www.mentimeter.com and enter the code flashed on your screen. That is 1845 7134. Yan, what are your expectations in our ACP topic today? Ayan, nangunguna sa ating board ang Yumaman. At may nag-type po ng code sa ating expectations. Ayan, proper investments. Yan, of course, we are hoping to have fun for today's ACP topic. Ayan, nakikita din natin, meron ditong banking statements. Ang pinakamalaki sa ating screen, we have save. To save money. Stonks. And we also have here critical decision making. Oh, I can see an interesting answer here. It's, ayun, nawala siya. Financial literacy. Eto, bawasan ang gastos. Ayan. And lastly, wala na mi pera. So I hope this ACP topic will help you to save money. Yan. Thank you so much for participating, guys. Since ready na ang lahat, simulan na natin to. Hello naman sa inyo. I am Czyrean Oatemar and I will be your host for today. So this is Invest in Your Future, Young Person's Guide to Savings and Investments. Hello sa ating Zoom participants and to those who are watching sa ibang platform because we are also coming to you live on the AdNu OSA YouTube channel. Alam nyo, our topic for today is truly compelling because at the end of this ACP, we'll understand why it is important to save and why you should consider investing. Of course, aware na tayo, saving money could be difficult, especially in this economy. Pamahal ng pamahal ang mga bilihin at as students na may strict budget, ramdam talaga natin to. Paano pa kaya kung investment na ang ating pag-uusapan? So ako na magsasabi, God sent talaga ang topic na to. Kaya wag na natin patagalin pa ang paghihintay. Allow me to introduce our resource speaker. Our speaker for this afternoon is an exceptional leader. He took up management accounting and graduated cum laude at St. Paul University, Dumaguete in 2007. He is the Assistant Vice President for Marketing at SM Supermalls, where he is responsible for all marketing requirements of the entertainment facilities that we love, such as SM Bowling, Game Park, SM Skating, SM by the Beach Amusement Park, Sky Ranch, Storyland, and SM Cares. He is also the Assistant Unit Manager of Million Dollar Table at the PruLife UK Candidate Branch. He is part of the top 2% of financial consultants globally among all insurance and investment companies. His 16 years of marketing and financial planning experience gave him the recognition for developing programs to improve revenue, save costs, and drive customer satisfaction. Benaman, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our resource speaker, Mr. Richard Asuncion Caluyo. Good afternoon po, Sir Richard.
Good afternoon, Zai, and thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. And good afternoon, Ateneans. Magandang hapon. How are you feeling today? Sige nga, pakiramdaman natin. How are you feeling today? Please type your answer in the chat box. How are you feeling today? Gusto nating malaman, how are you as of this moment? I know that the topic is quite shaking, no? Kasi we're talking about investment and I really like what your expectations are kasi kahit di naman ako, during the time when I was a student, wala na rin akong pera at gusto ko nang magkaroon ng pwede kong mga i-invest na mga bagay for me to grow my funds. So ano ba? Excited? Sabi ng iba, I'm fine. Good? Meron pa bang lumamang sa good? May great ba? May excellent, outstanding? Feeling all right? Kinikerry? Gusto natin yung kinikerry na dinadala-dala lang mga bagay-bagay. Okay, thank you very much for actively participating and that is really what we want this afternoon. No, gusto natin that you will all actively participate because this is the time that I will invest my time for your ACP. This is my first ACP and my first of the many probable interactions with you guys with Ateneo de Naga University. I know a lot of people and I think your director of OSA, si Director Sonny, for inviting me this afternoon. We've been together in an organization as part of the Ayala Young Leaders Alumni Association. Yan, si Director Sonny Bigatin. And this is part of our advocacy to share what we have learned in the community, in the society, or in the business where we are at. So we will be able to share it to students like you who will be the next people in the society. So I'd like to request confirmation from you guys if my screen is already visible from your end.
We can
So,
already see the screen po,
good.
sir.
Okay. Sige. So thank you very much. And as mentioned by Zai, yes, this is invest in your future. This is your guide to investment, to savings and investment. And I'm pretty sure that at the end of this presentation, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari. One, mapapa-invest ka na. Or two, mapapaisip ka at kakabahan ka kung anong next mo na gagawin. And any of those two are better choices or better options to happen because that's the reality. Investing is not an easy thing, no? Marami kang pwedeng ma-encounter at talagang kakabahan ka sa pwedeng mangyari. But the good thing is you've done the first part of investing, and that is to show up today. That is the first part. Whenever you want to invest, the first thing that you should already commence is to share or to tell the person or to tell your community, your school, that you are interested. Dun dapat nagsisimula. And you being here, the 188 participants who are here today are already one step ahead of the other. So congratulations kasi ikaw ay nakapagsimula na. And I hope that from my sharing today, I will be able to impart to you the things that I have already learned from my 16 years of being a working class, being part of the working class. So maraming salamat for having me. Pero there's this wonderful question na gusto nating itanong sa lahat. Whenever you hear the word investment or investing or invest, what's the first thing that comes in your mind? Anong unang-unang lumalabas or naaalala nyo or naiisip nyo? Kanina I've heard that from your expectations, may nagsabi na, ayan, wala na kasi akong pera, kailangan kong kumita, I want to be financially literate. Diba may nagsabi na ganon? So kayo ba, if you hear the word investment or investing, anong unang-unang sumasagi sa isip nyo? Baka you can type it in the chat box so we would know kung ano more or less yung mga naiisip natin. Baka some of you would say na gusto kong yumaman. Ayan na nakikita natin sa screen na merong gold, no? Ayan, gusto kong magkaroon ng ipon. I want to learn about stocks. I want to know the risk, no, or the profit, financial strategies. Ayan, there are a lot of things, no, pero paulit-ulit, no, risk. Ang galing, no, because as early as now, you're already assuming that there's risk in investing. So that's good. That's a good sign, no, and that's correct, no. All the things that you've provided, no, answer in our chat box are correct. Lahat yan ay tama. In fact, in investment, lahat pag sinabing investing, invest, parati sinasabi na it means gusto kong yumaman. People lang daw who are investing are the people who wants to be rich. Second, gusto ko magkaroon ng pera to shop. I want to go to the malls and spend my money and buy everything that I want. Diba? People wants that, diba? And then last, I want a marangyang buhay. Gusto ko lang nakasitting pretty and then waiting for everyone to assist me with everything else. Whatever the reasons are or whatever the things you recall or you remember when you hear the word investment, hang on to that idea. Because in this presentation, you will learn more about investment, the different types of investment available in the market and available for you as students, and how you can start investing not just for your family but for yourself. No? So allow me to share with you the things that I have so far. And I'm sure you already have a background of me because Zai has already shared with you. Baka lang ma-surprise kayo, who is this guy doing marketing? And on the side, meron din siyang mga investment na pinag-uusapan. So just want to let you, to share with you a very short story na tulad nyo, I was a student X number of years ago. To be honest, 16 years ago. I was a student. And hindi kami ganun kaluwag, no? Our family is not well off. So we have this very decent naman na bahay and then very decent na pamumuhay, but we don't have any extra. Meaning, if somebody will get hospitalized, magkakaroon talaga ng kaguluhan. Or if something happens to us, for example, may mga utang na hindi mabayaran, madaming mangyayari kasi magkakagulo sa buhay. we're not really well off, no? And that is really my inspiration, that in this life, I know that I started not really stable in this career or in whatever career I chose, and that is marketing. But there are a lot of ways for me to take on para mas kumita or ma-achieve yung mga goals ko, which later on pag-uusapan natin. So the person speaking in front of you now desired to be a marketing executive, and it happened. Thank you very much, Jesus Christ, for letting this happen. And during pandemic, I was given this opportunity to learn about new other things, to learn about financial literacy and be one of those financial advocates who are sharing the beauty and the advantages of being financially stable. So I have there my QR code and a link that you can click or that you can scan later on. You can log in and check in some of your details para later on we can contact each other. We can sit down for a cup of coffee and discuss about how to become rich. Yan. Pero medyo malayo lang ang Naga. I visit Naga every now and then kasi that's close to SM Legazpi and Sorsogon. So that's a place to visit then all the time. Now, syempre, we will never go into details without discussing what is investment. So I'm sure some of you has already has an idea of what investment is. No, alam na natin kung ano yung investment. But for the sake of this discussion, allow me to share with you the summary of the definition that I have gathered about investment. Kasi pag sinabing investment, agad-agad pera, gustong yumaman, gustong kumita. Pero ano nga ba ang investment? I remember in one of the sharings of an Iponario guy, si Mr. Chinkitan himself. Sabi niya, hindi yan investment kung hindi ka kikita. Eh di ba there's this idea na kapag kumuha ka ng isang property, nag-invest ka. Di ba? Nag-invest ka daw pag kumuha ka ng property. Tapos ni-refute ni Chinkitan, sabi niya, no. Kung bibili ka ng property or kung mag-invest ka ng property at titira ka, hindi yun investment. Ang tawag doon, yun kasi ay basic na pangangailangan ng tao. So it's not an investment. So this will answer what Chinkitan has mentioned. Investment is the act of putting money, an effort, or a time into something to make a profit or an advantage, or money or effort or time. In other words, or in simplest term, investment is dapat may nilabas ka at may binabalik sa'yo. Meron ka nakukuha pabalik. So, yun ang investment. Kapag may nilabas ka at walang bumalik sa'yo, ibig sabihin hindi yun investment. It's not counted. So it's only counted when there is something that comes back to you in whatever form it is. So that is what we call investment. Okay? Now, question naman natin is, ikaw ba ready ka na mag-invest? Okay? Kasi hindi natin masasagot yung tanong na yun kung ready ka na mag-invest kung hindi mo malalaman kung ano yung mga pwede mong gamitin for you to build your fund. No? So, why should you invest? Why do you think you should invest? Ano ba yung reason why you should invest? First reason, there is inflation. And you know, if you're listening to the news, sobrang daming nangyayari nowadays. Tumataas ang interest rates, the prices of basic commodities are already rising to a level na to an average person, medyo hindi ko kayang sagamin. Diba? There is inflation. So that is the reason why we need to invest. Because we're putting the money to different portfolios or folders na pwede siyang mag-grow, pwede siyang lumaki. Second, syempre, the reason why we need to invest is because we are spending. Sige nga, pataas nga ng kamay dyan kung sino sa atin dito ang hindi gumagastos. Kasi kung hindi tayo gumagastos today, I'm sure, hindi tayo nag-i-invest. Kasi if we are spending, we are already feeling yung burden na paano pag naubos yung pera ko. So di ba, that's the reason why in the first question, when you were asked kung ano yung possible reason why you're here, at may nagsabi na kasi wala na akong pera. That is the reason kasi why investment was born. Kasi we need to introduce the portfolios that will help you grow your money. So when you're spending, definitely you have plans to invest. Third, syempre you invest because you want to have a peace of mind. Diba? If you have a lot of money, if marami ka ng iniipon dyan, you will have peace of mind. You know that when you wake up in the morning, there are things that you can already do because you have funds to support that. Fourth, syempre you will have family. You're now in a family, but soon you will have your own family, your wife or your husband and your children. And when you already have your family, you need to have your funds to support them. So that is also the reason why you should invest. Another reason, because you have dreams. Okay? Sige, sino dito yung walang dreams? Sige nga, paki-unmute and say, ako po, wala akong dreams. Di ba guys, we all have our dreams. Iba-iba yan. Some of our dreams are in the form of tangible asset. We want to have our own car, our own house and lot. Diba? Some of our dreams medyo mas more on the investment to travel. Gusto kong pumunta sa Europe. I want to invest I want to build my own business. Or my dream of enrolling as a master's in a master's program, no, to improve my skills, no, my knowledge. And then lastly, the reason why we invest is syempre we want to be financially stable. Every one of us here wants to be financially stable. There's no question. Because if you're not living in this world, you will never wish that you will be financially stable. But have you already asked yourself, what is the meaning of being financially stable? Have you asked yourself, was there an instance where you woke up and then tapos na tinanong mo yung sarili mo, ano kaya pag nagtrabaho? How will I start working? What will be the career? I'm sure some of the ACP programs that were introduced to you or will be introduced to you will be all about career setting, career orientation. Now, when you open yourself to a career, how do you think you will start saving? How do you think you will start growing your money? Because your money is just X amount of this. How will you grow that money to support all these things? The inflation, the spending, the peace of mind, building a family, your dreams, and being financially stable. These are very big questions that we will answer as we move forward. And I'd like to share with you guys a very effective presentation of kung ano ibig sabihin ng financially stable. No, I'd like to introduce to you our FBB. We call it a financial building blocks presentation. Kapag tinanong tayo, when do you say or when do you confirm to yourself, to your family or to your friends that you are financially stable? Sasabihin ng iba, pag meron akong 1 milyon sa bangko, or sasabihin ng iba, pag nagpakasal ako sa isang foreigner. Diba? Some of the people would say that they are financially stable if there's a specific answer. But this is actually a very good presentation to share with you or to confirm that you are really financially stable. One, you have to consider the one. Pag sinabi kasing financial building blocks, you're already building that stability. So hindi pwedeng umusad ka to wealth succession or wealth accumulation without completing wealth protection program. So these are very important things to consider for you to be financially stable. One, you need to have a protection plan. And then second, you need to build that wealth or accumulate that wealth. Palalakihin mo yung wealth mo. And then third, succession. Nandito yung legacy, yung turnover ng wealth mo to probably your children or to your family members. So let's take each of the block one by one so you would understand. For you to be financially stable, you need to start protecting yourself. Kailangan self muna. When you invest, you need to look at yourself first. Am I healthy? Am I ready to invest? Baka naman nag-invest ka ngayon ng 1 milyon, bukas pala, bigla kang babawian ng hininga because you already have critical illness. So the first is you need to build your protection plan. And the number one in your protection plan, because you're all college students, and for sure, you will start working in the near future. You need to start protecting your income. Kanina sabi natin, when you already choose your career, now you will start in earning money. At kung ano yung kinikita mo from your sweldo, you will be working or living your life based on that X amount of money. So you need to first make sure that you are protecting your income. Why? Because if you receive like a 20,000 salary from a company, for sure, yung 20,000 na yon, pwedeng maubos. Pag naubos yon, kailangan sumwelda ka na ulit. Kaya hindi nawawala sa mga employees ngayon sabi nila, quincenas pa lang, nasa 16th or 17th day ka pa lang, you already have no money in your wallet. Diba? It's important. But what we are trying to say here in the income protection is, what if something happens to you? And assuming you are the parent, you're the mom or the father or the breadwinner in the family, what if something happens to you? Basic, na hospital ka. For sure, you will not be paid. You will not be able to receive a salary and sustain the expense that you are paying on a regular basis. So basically, you need to protect your income. Para if something happens sa'yo, a fund will catch you and will continue what you are providing your family. Second, you need to have a critical illness. Do you know that the number one cause of death in the Philippines is cancer? Or maybe stroke, or sabihin natin yung mga cardiac arrest, mga heart-related problems. Are we aware of that? And now, are we aware that if we will get hospitalized by those major critical illnesses, we will spend minimum of 600 to 900,000 pesos? Kasi may dialysis yun. There's a weekly dialysis that you will have. So madami yan, guys. Hospitalization, pwede ka pang ma-ICU and a lot of things. Critical illness plan is very important. And lahat naman halos lahat, no, majority of the death here in the Philippines is caused by critical illness. But there's really accident and a lot of things. Pero critical illness is. Kasi healthy tayo kumain milk tea every day, Starbucks every day. So remember that, guys, no, critical illness needs to have a plan. Ibig sabihin, you need to make sure that you have a savings to catch your critical illness plan. Baka as of this moment napapaisip ko, paano ko kaya gagawa ng critical illness plan yung sarili ko? We will get there. But take note, critical illness plan is very important. Third, disability or accident protection plan. The same thing, no? The same thing with critical illness. You might probably be disabled or meet an accident, so you need to have funds. Kailangan may pera kang natabi para whatever happens sa'yo, you will have that money, you will spend that money to continue life. And then fourth, syempre, is hospitalization. Important yan. Basic hospitalization, guys. When you go to a doctor, nasa 1,000 to 1,500 agad ang check-up, hindi kasama yung gamot. That will cost around 3,000 to 5,000. Admission, mahalang kama, and then may medicine din yan. You also pay for laboratories. Baka one day of admission in the hospital, guys, will cost you 20,000, 25,000. So kung yung pera mo sa bangko, ubus na agad yan, isang araw. So take note, this is the basic wealth protection. Since you will be earning money soon, you need to make sure that you have a ready investment that in case something happens sa'yo, your family will be able to continue their life kung hindi mo na makukuha yung sweldo mo, income protection. Second, if you experience any critical illness, you will have funds to continue life while you spend your money to get a possible healing for your sickness. Disability or accident, and then hospitalization or medical hospital. Now, if you already have this protection plan, sabi natin, okay na ako, pag may nangyari sa akin, pag nasagasaan ako ng motor sa gilid, I'm sure that I already have something to support me. Maybe a savings in the bank or maybe an insurance. So, yun yung mga importante. After you complete the wealth protection program for yourself, then you start building your wealth. You need to accumulate wealth based on the things that you think are very important to you. So for example, isa kang corporate person. Alam naman natin na as a corporate person, you will be asked in your suit or sometimes to bring, huge bags kasi you will have laptops, etc. Diba? Now, if that happens, then you need to start building your dream to be a corporate person, driving your own car. Or diba, if you have a family, alam nga namang nakatira ka pa sa nanay at tatay mo, and you will have 2 or 3 kids running around. Diba? You need to also have your own house. So you need to start building your dream. You need to have a savings to support that dream. I'm pretty sure as early as now, nasa isip nyo na yan. You want to have your own car. You want to buy your own house and lot. Pero pa nga dyan, can go as far as gusto nyo bumibili siya ng sarili niyang kubyerto, kutsara, tinidor. And totoo yan, guys. As we age, it becomes a very exciting activity, yung pag-purchase ng mga gamit sa bahay. But then again, you can never do that if you don't have savings to start building your dreams. So you need to have savings for your dreams. Pwede naman sa dreams na yon negosyo. Para at least yung dream mo na yon will again generate funds and your investment there will grow and will be used for other purposes. So dream builder saving, important yun. And that is also a priority. Next, syempre you will have kids. You want to send them to good schools like you guys. You are in Ateneo. And for sure, your parents prepared for this one. Maybe some of our parents were not able to prepare for this one. Look, guys, you're here in Ateneo and they're sending you to good schools because that is an investment. Hindi yan babalik sa kanila as parents, pero babalik yan sa iyo being a student and one of these days being a working class. So educational funding is very important. You know guys, sa ano namin, sa sales kit namin, sa educational funding, ang number one doon is Ateneo. Because whenever we present to our clients, we position that when they send their student or their children to schools, they should prefer the best schools. Because when they send their kids to best schools, they attend ACPs like this. And when they learn, they also earn. And when they earn, they get rich and the parents get the maluwag na buhay that they have. Diba? So that's where I'm coming from. Educational funding is very important. And then last, for wealth accumulation, is your retirement plan. I have here a very funny story about retirement fund because I'm already 36 and a lot of my friends are already talking about retiring. And funny as it may, but usually ang tanong namin parati sa isa't isa, ikaw ba pag tumanda ka, gusto mo nagtutulakan yung family mo, even your children, kung sino sa kanila magpapatira sa bahay, yung bibigyan ka ng isang kwarto where you will stay, where you will poop. Kasi usually ganun na mahirap sa matatanda eh. They need to have their own comfort room. Or gusto mo na hindi ka pagtulakan ng mga anak mo dahil may retirement fund ka, mag-aagawan sila. Kasi meron kang pwedeng ipamana sa kanila na funds. Ikaw, anong gusto mo? Let's hear from you guys sa chat box. Gusto mo ba ikaw yung pag-aagawan or gusto mo ikaw yung ipinagtutulakan kung kani-kanino? And sad to say, there are really Filipinos who are like that, no, na yon sa home for the aged, and you were not saying naman, no, but sayang, no, because at the end of the day, grandparents are family, and we want them to have sana a calm na na buhay. Ayan, ako dapat yung pinag-aagawan. Di ba we want that, no? But setting the joke aside, hindi naman natin sinasabing gusto talaga nila tayong pagkagawa. But what we're trying to explain to everyone is we need to prepare for our retirement. When we get old, we can no longer work. Trust me. Siguro there are senior citizens who are strong enough and can do a lot of things, but not all. Majority cannot. And you need to have money to pay for your maintenance na mga medicine. Or syempre, kung medyo healthy ka, syempre gusto mo when you get old, travel, di ba? And who will spend for that? You should spend for that. Di ba? You need to build your retirement plan. Because retirement funding will really extend your life. Siyempre pag hindi magaan yung buhay mo during retirement, you will never have a comfortable life that will really push you to a more years. No? It's important. Now, wealth protection, wealth accumulation, what's the last? Kung ikaw ay protected na, alam mo nang meron kang mga pangsalo dun sa mga possible uncertainties, and then you started already building your wealth. Again, we ended up with retirement. And the next thing that will happen to you is you will die. You will die. We will die. One of these days, darating yon. Nakakatakot man siyang pag-usapan, but true, we will die. And if we die, we only have one wish. Sana makapunta tayo sa langit. No? I'm just kidding. We only have one wish. Na, siguro if we leave this world, we leave this world giving the people that we love the legacy that we build. Legacy would be how we bring our family to a better life. How we sustain the needs of each other. How we help each other, di ba? Gusto natin may legacy tayong iwan, yung maaalala tayo ng ating mga family. And one of the things na parati nakakalimutan is the estate. Sir, what is estate? Estate planning or estate tax planning. Okay? Why? When we die, all the properties that we talked about, number 5, and yeah, mostly number 5, yung mga bahay, yung mga kotse, all those things, you will never be able to bring those in heaven when you die. Diba? If something happens to us, gusto natin ma-turn over pa sa ang corona to the next person. Maybe ipapamana sa anak or ipapamana sa pinakamabait na apo yung properties. But did you know that if you make pamana or if you transfer the property to another name, for example, a house and lot with 10 hectares of land owned by Czyrean Oatemar. Diba? Example, ganun kalaki yung property. Gusto niyang ipamana sa apo niya na nag-alaga sa kanya when she dies. Siyempre, pag napamana niya yon, ang next na mangyayari, the person, the recipient of that house and lot will have to pay. Take note, uulitin ko for the 3rd time, will have to pay an estate tax para malipat sa kanya yung ownership. And remember guys, if you're already rich, after you build your wealth accumulation 5, 6, and 7, let's assume you have 10 properties worth 3 million each, that's already 30 million. Pag nilipat yan sa iyong anak, ang tanong, sa 30 million na cost of the property, do you think your son has 1.8 million to pay just for the transfer? Diba? So you need to prepare for the estate kasi we pay this tax to the government. So that is important. Kung kompleto tong lahat, you have wealth protection, wealth accumulation, and a succession plan, then that is the time you can tell yourself, I am stable. I am the son of Princess Diana, not proclaimed in Europe or in UK. Pwede mo lang sabihin yon. You can already claim that you're financially stable. Okay, now moving forward, I'd like you to remember, guys, that all these things are very important because these things will be the things that you will start facing when you start maturing. Diba? Lahat naman tayo, we age and we will experience a lot of challenges. So, kailangan pagandaan lahat ng mga bagay. Okay, now what's next? Now, dito na tayo. We're already starting to introduce the different types of investment. Oh, exciting. So, what are the things that I can check for me to start building my funds? Okay, so there is what we call stocks. I think some of the people a while ago when we were doing the Q&A, may sumagot ng stocks. Correct. Stocks is a form of investment, a type of investment. And when we say stocks, we are referring to getting or buying ownership from publicly traded company. So here in the Philippines, maraming publicly traded company kasama na dyan SM, Ayala, we have Meralco, PLDT, Jollibee. They are publicly listed companies. So just to give you an idea, lalo na for those who are beginners, no, when we say stocks, these are companies selling units. Binibenta nila yung units na kapag bumili ka, you become a stockholder ng company nila. Meaning, you have a X percentage of ownership. So if, for example, SM has 1 billion shares and you own 25%, then you are an owner of a stock or a stock owner of an property. Kumbaga, para kang semi-may-ari. And whatever income or revenue they generate from the funds, as a company, you have a share. No, nakukuha mo yon. And yung price of the stocks that you purchase grows eventually, and that is to your advantage. But we will discuss more of the stocks later on. So yun si stocks. Anong difference ni stocks sa halos lahat na to? Stocks is a high-risk investment. Sobrang mataas na risk because you're not aware if the company will really grow or mababankrupt siya. So I think you've heard naman in the past, no, we've heard that there's this issue with BIR, si Mega World. And eventually, parang how many hours from the time it was announced, immediately bumagsak yung kanyang stocks because people thought na magsasarado na si Mega World. Okay? Bumaba din yung presyo. So this type of investment is high risk. But high risk investment also has high potential rate of return. So pag bumagsak yon, using that example, Mega World, binili mo dati ng 20 pesos per unit. Tapos nung nagkaroon ng problem, nagkaroon ng BIR concern, biglang marami nag-withdraw ng stocks. Tapos yung stocks naging 18 pesos lang. Actually, you can either withdraw at 18 pesos, lugi ka ng 2 pesos, or you can buy additional hoping na baka mag-kick off naman siya ng pataas para pag nag-25, you have already net. Bonds is a little different. Bonds naman kasi is all about lending money. So generally, this is for government. They look for investors to fund their projects. So yung mga investors na yun, yung nagbibigay sa kanila ng fund para magpagawa ng building, hospitals, road, etc. Lahat ng yan. And if you're one of the investors, you're like lending money to the government. Less yung risk, yes, less yung risk kasi pautang siya. Because at the end of the term, you will receive the principal and the interest that was promised to you. Kaya medyo less risky siya. Okay? The third one is quite interesting, no? Yung commodities, investment to physical products. Sabi nga nila, lalo na ngayon yung inflation unpredictable, tumataas. Then we need to also invest in commodities, investment to physical products. While some people invest in agriculture, kasi ngayon pinagtutuuan na ng pansin ang agriculture, nag-i-invest yung mga tao sa agriculture so that the farmers will have equipment to really expedite or strengthen their process of producing products for everyone. And you get income from that. So that's basic commodity investment. Ano pa yung pinaka-common na commodity? Kasi ngayon daw, pag bumili ka ng investment or stocks, medyo hindi maganda kasi nga daw pangit yung market. Kaya yung iba, ang ginagawa, they buy gold. Kasi yung gold appreciates yung value. So pag bumili ako ngayon, baka mas mura, but in the next 5-10 years, magmahal yun. So ganun yung commodity investment. Fourth, time deposits. I'm sure some of you are familiar na dito sa time deposits. It's a low-risk investment and it's a predetermined amount with a fixed period and interest rate. So, masimple lang to. You will have to go to the bank and tell the bank, gusto kong kumuha ng time deposit. Then the bank will ask you how much. Example, seaman ka, no? Bagong baba ka lang, first sweldo mo, you have 100,000. Gusto kong ibigay yung 50,000 ko for time deposit. So that 50,000 will have to live inside the bank for a certain period of time, hindi mo pwedeng galawin, and then ipapromise ni bank meron kang 1% interest. Tutubo ng 1%. So if, for using that example, if you have 50,000, most definitely ang matatanggap mo pag after nung period is 50,500 pesos. So tumubo ka ng 500 pesos. But that is for a period of time. So ibig sabihin na nating 12 months or 1 year, tapos hindi mo siyang pwedeng galawin. And then ibibigay sa'yo ng bank yung interest. But the question is, sir, can we still withdraw? Kasi pera naman namin yan. Actually, yes. You can withdraw the time deposit, but since hindi mo sinunod yung period, malaki yung bank charges. Okay, next. The real estate investment are sometimes considered as commodity investment. But for the sake of highlighting this type of investment, because this is uso, this is one of the things that are, that are highly patronized by a lot of people. Why? Because in here, you will purchase a property, bibili ka ng condo, bibili ka ng house and lot, and you will offer it for lease. Paparenta mo. Para may return, may income. So I will discuss later on more on the real estate because this is a very good form of investment and that it may also be applicable to you as students. Okay, next. Insuravest. Ito, very important. Okay, this is where I'm at. No? Insuravest is actually a consolidation of two products, insurance and investment. That's why it's called Insuravest. Now, if you get this product, you get two things. You get a protection plan na may kinalaman sa death, accident, disability, critical illness, hospitalization, and so on and so forth. And at the same time, the money that you give to the insurance company is being invested sa stock market or sa bonds para tumubo. So you're getting two products in one. But we will discuss more on that later on. Second to the last, naku, very common to, and I think you've heard about cryptocurrency. Ayan, and I'm sure in this room with 233 participants na, I'm sure that some of you wanted to learn about cryptocurrency. The challenge lang is cryptocurrency, being a digital currency, is not government mandated. And even if we ask so much details, they limit the distribution of details because they keep it to themselves in a way na hindi mo nila alam paano yung exchange rate, hindi mo nila alam paano mo i-withdraw, and the fluctuation here is intense. As in super, ngayon at this value, bukas as in bagsak na bagsak. Akala mo namang bakit bakit siya bumagsak ng walang dahilan. So it's kind of unpredictable, and I won't discourage you. You may want to engage to cryptocurrency, but again, you have to first learn what this investment is. And then ang last na very common, invest in time. Ayan, kailangan natin magkaroon ng jowa, ng partner, significant other. So kailangan natin mag-invest ng time so someone would see our sincerity. At yung babalik sa atin, because what we say that when we talk about investment, we talk about things that will come back to us. Syempre, if you have a partner, someone will take good care of you. Kidding aside, alam naman nating biro na may investment ng time, but it's true na when you invest time, you get the right relationship for you. So, laban lang ng laban, invest lang ng time sa maling tao, Char. Okay, so that's an investment. Now, let's try to talk about each of these things. And I'll tell you stories. I'll share stories that will probably explain each of the investment para you know if it fits you or not. Okay? So pag may tanong, please don't hesitate to type in the chat box. My colleague si Zai will take note of your questions para later when we already exchange, when we already open the floor to questions, we can address those questions. Okay, so stocks. Alam natin that stocks, again, as we've said, these are products of other companies. They open their company to possible investors para investors can purchase units, at yung units na yon will become their ownership to that company. And when you buy stocks, what you need to do is to be familiar with stock market. Kung nakikita nyo sa screen yung parang may arrow and then you see a lot of numbers, that's how you see things no, sa stock market. You see all the portfolios, lahat ng kumpanya na nagbebenta, nag-offer ng units for different investors. And you will see the history. Makikita mo dyan if yesterday 21 pesos siya and then today naging 22 pesos. So it's numbers game. And you as an investor needs to check that religiously. Because if the investment, may trend yan eh. Pag nakikita mong bumababa, in the next day bumababa, in the third day bumababa, what should you decide? Hahayaan mo ba na makukuha mo yung pera na mas mababa pa sa the way you invest it? Or you will wait until it spikes up before you withdraw or sell your unit? Ganun lang yan eh. Parang ano yan, parang bumibili ka ng turon. 'Di ba? Kung ngayon may nagbebenta ng 5 piso tapos isa nagbebenta ng 6, saan ka bibili sa 5 piso? Pero eventually, baka tumaas yung presyo niya. Ang tanong, kaya mo pa bang bilhin yun? Kasi or kaya mo pa bang ibenta para mas tumubo? Okay? So you need to see yourself, you need to see for yourself the stock market. You need to know the ups and downs of each performance because you will invest. But sadly, when you go to stock market, syempre, ang dami nitong requirements. And for sure, when you purchase, hindi naman pwedeng bumili ng isang unit lang. Like for example, SM is selling it at 120 pesos. Bili nga ako ng isang unit para lang stockholder ako ng SM. Wala namang gano'n. Normally, if you will purchase, there's a required minimum number of units. For example, sabihin ni SM, you need to purchase minimum of 50,000 units to start your investment with us. So ganun kadami yung kailangan. And yes, monitoring. And if you're not quite familiar about stock market, syempre it's quite a big risk to go there and start investing with just with just pure observation, no? So pwede yon. Tapos, how will you make money out of stocks? Of course, when you buy stocks, definitely prices will go up. Sometimes it will go down. And when it goes up, you can sell the units. And syempre, yung price na bago becomes already your profit. The risk, of course, is really high, but the potential rate of return is also high. But at least this one will help you generate more funds. Okay, what is the next form of investment? Bonds. Ito simple lang. You make money because when you have bonds, you have parang a bond certificate. You will be given like a certificate that you have lent an X amount of peso to a government project, and in return, you will get an X percentage or interest from the money that you lent.
So big.
Yun naman sa bonds. Tapos, how do we earn money from bonds? Simple lang din. Na after the maturity period or after the agreed period of you investing in bonds, you will get your principal. So ang binigay mo na investment dito is 100,000 and they promise an interest rate of 1%, then you get the 100,000 and the 1%. So medyo safe siya kasi parang mas fixed. 'Di ba? Regardless kung yung project ay kumita or hindi, since you fund it, you will get the interest, the promised interest from what you've invested. So yun yung sa bonds. Less yung risk niya, but again, maganda pa rin yung kanyang bayan. Okay, what's the next one? The next form of investment naman is what we call commodities. And as I've explained a while ago, these are tangible products, no? But sometimes, yan, iniisip ng iba, baka indirectly they can invest in other things, no? Because investors feel that when they buy commodities, they will be able to diversify their portfolio. So, example, puro ka lang stocks, puro ka lang bonds, nag-inflation, gusto mo dumami yung kalat ng pera mo. You can purchase gold para tumubo siya, or jewelry, or since the focus of the government ngayon is more on agriculture, you might want to invest in agriculture or other commodities para talagang tumubo yung pera mo based on what's happening or what's current in the society. So, pwedeng tangible products or commodities. Okay, next one. Next product is time deposit. Okay, I have a story to tell dito sa time deposit because since I took up business administration and majority of my classmates are in the bank, talagang pinipilit nila kami who are in corporate positions to try time deposit. So out of curiosity, I tried a very small time deposit. Nag-try ako ng 1,000 pesos and I kept that 1,000 pesos for a year. And luckily, after a year, I received a call. Sabi ng bank, syempre wag na natin i-disclose. Sabi ng bank, I'd like to speak with Mr. Richard Caluyo. Tapos sabi niya, sir, congratulations. Your time deposit has already matured. You may already claim your fund. Syempre curious tayo kasi time deposit. And that time, I'm not aware of the interest rates, etc., etc. So I already asked, what happened to my 1,000 pesos? Magkano na siya? Sir, it's now 1,000 pesos and 24 pesos. So I earned 24 pesos. Ganun siya ka-cute, no? But what's beautiful about time deposit is you're forced to save. Kasi you deposit and you're not allowed, or in other words, you're forced not to withdraw that money. Kaya important that when you deposit, when you avail the time deposit, you're sure that the money that you will put is something that you will not need. Ibig sabihin, extra na to. Gusto mo lang natutulog siya sa bangko, no, nang tumutubo ng mas malaki. And I think it's about more than 0.5%. Baka sabihin niya, sir, bakit maliit? More than 0.5%. Kasi guys, when you invest sa bank or when you save sa bank, you will only earn 0.0. Tignan nyo ha, 0.0625%. So yung 0.5% ng time deposit, malaki na yon. Kasi hindi nga naka 1/4 yung yung sa savings eh. But that's the beauty of time deposit. Natutulog mong pera earned a little higher than your usual deposit or savings account. So these are long-term investments. Ikaw pwedeng pumili. The longer the time that it's deposited, the higher the interest rate, the higher the amount, syempre the higher the return will be. Long-term investment, safe kept in your chosen bank, assuming that you don't need the money. And then you can modify naman. Again, as I mentioned a while ago, if one day you decide, nagkaroon ng emergency at kailangan mo yung 50,000 na nasa time deposit, yes, you can withdraw. At the end of the day, that's your money. But magiging null and void yung contract. And again, dahil nga na-withdraw mo siya during the term na hindi niya napag-agrihan, you might be asked to pay a bank charge, which is quite medyo malaki. But syempre, you have to decide whether to take that big interest or not. Okay? So, yun lang sa time deposit. But it's a good form of invest. Actually, kung meron ka 1,000 ngayon and you have a savings account, try it. Go to the bank and tell, pwede ba akong mag-try ng time deposit? At least 1,500. Right? That's a good experience. Anyway, 1,000, kaya niyan. Lumalabas nga kayo sa bar, gumagastos kayo ng 2,500 na ambag. Diba? So, that's a good experience, trying a 1,000 or 1,500 investment. Okay? There's like major penalties lang kapag hindi na nangyari yung but it should be fine. No? That's not big to consider. It's not risky, kumbaga. Okay, what's the next one? Real estate. Okay. Who among you here, let's have a quick survey. Who among you here wants to buy properties and offer it for rent? Sige nga. please type me in the chat box. Did you plan or did you have this big dream to buy a condo or a house and lot? Ayan, si Christine nagtaas pa ng kamay. So ibig sabihin, that's really how decidido you are to buy real estate. But I'm not here to sell you any property. Don't worry, guys. We're not here to sell you any property. And so far, we have 32. Wow, 32 out of 239 participants. Okay, I'll tell you a story, guys. Why real estate, or why I find real estate as a good form of investment. Back in the days when I started corporate, sobrang hindi ko kaya yung mga ganitong mga real estate. In fact, to be honest with you guys, I'm not quite familiar what real estate is. Honest to goodness, hindi ko alam what's real estate. Ganun tayo ka-deadma about real estate before. But in the corporate, dito sa SM, when we were asked to attend, parang ACP, no? Every year, we were sent to different training programs for us to learn new things. And one of the speakers, Miss Sarah Songalia, she is a CPA by profession, and she's also doing she also conducts trainings aside from her corporate responsibility, and she's also into financial literacy. Nandun din siya. So she was one of our speakers, and one of the things that I could remember it vividly. One of the things she said is she invests in property. To be specific, condos. Bumibili siya ng condos sa Rockwell. Sa Shal. Rockwell. And during those days, never akong sumasapa dyan sa Rockwell. So she buys a property sa Rockwell worth 8 million each. 8 million. And during that time, very proud siya to share na bumili siya ng 5 condo. So imagine guys, 40 million ang nilabas niya. Tapos, she kept on telling stories. Tuloy-tuloy lang siya. She kept on inspiring us. And then eventually sa dulo, sabi niya, the 5 condos that I bought, done na. She was able to pay the entire property, and then she was able to commission someone who will buy the furniture, TV, and everything. And during that time, uso na yung mga pogo. And there are a lot of groups looking for properties. Imagine guys, doon sa 8 million yan na property, which more or less she's paying around 70,000 each per month. 70,000. She was able to lease it to a group. At nakuha niyo isang group to rent the 5 worth, ready na kayo, 130,000 per month. Imagine guys, she's paying 70,000 per month, and she was able to rent pa guys, 130. So she's earning 60,000 pesos per month per condo. And when she burst that kwento to all of us, I said to myself, gusto kong bumili kahit isang condo. And during that time, nagre-rent lang ako. Since first year college, I've been renting, and nagsimula ako sa bed space na 500. Alam niyo na, every year nag-increase 650, 750. Di ba ganyan yan eh. Nag-increase yung mga presyo. And then when I started working, nag-rent na ako ng room. Na yung room, I'm paying around 4,500 kasi it's a shared house. And then I take a share para sa kuryente, wifi, mga ganyan. So more or less, lumalabas na sa mga 7,000. Yun na yung lahat-lahat na binabayaran. I'm paying 7,000 every month. But all that 7,000 goes to the pocket of the lessor. Doon papunta sa kanila. Then I realized, when my friend started selling properties, pinainggit niya ako. She said, bumili na ako ng condo sa QC. Like, really? How much? So bigay-bigay siya ng millions. Medyo kinakabahan ako because it's millions. And then she said, yung kinuha ko na condo, kahit 1.9 million siya, I'm only paying 9,000 per month. Kasi naka-bank financing na siya. So nagulat ako because I'm paying 7,000 per month na rent, tapos may condo pa lang pwede kong i-avail at 9,000. So nag-calculate ako magkano ba ang pwede kong ilabas, do I have savings so I can start getting a condo para yung binabayad ko monthly to my boarding house, ibabayad ko na lang sa condo para akin siya. And luckily, I was able to complete the computation, and boom, I got that first condo of mine beside ABS-CBN, Broadcasting Center. It's in Emcee. So I bought my first condo. And fast forward to today, guys. Dahil doon, medyo na-addict ako kasi I moved office from SM North EDSA. I moved office to MOA Complex and super layo from QC to Pasay. So I bought another condo in Green Residences in Pasay para it's close to the head office. And I've already offered my M-Place in QC renting. So currently, I'm paying for that QC an amount of around 8,600 per month as part of my investment. But the one who's renting it now is paying 12,000 per month. So kumikita ko ng more or less 3,000 plus. Not bad. Kasi sitting pretty lang tayo, but sigurado tayong may 3,000 pesos tayo income for that property. And I never stop because I've been really dreaming to have my own house and house and lot, the one that you see in front of you. So I've been dreaming to have my own house, and fast forward to today, I have 2 condos, one in QC and one in Pasay, and 3 properties. 3 properties kasi I want to have in Cavite kasi medyo na-excite ako that there will be, mga bagong kalsada. And then I got excited when it was announced that Clark will have its own international airport. So I got one in Clark. And then there's another property and a lot more. So basically I have 5 guys, and all those things started when I heard Miss Sarah Songalia telling us that this is your road to earning passively. And you can also do this, guys. If you're renting right now at 10,000, I tell you, you just have to look at the property developers and ask them. Even studio type, sobrang mura, guys. If you're already spending 10,000 for your rent ngayon, there is a huge potential that you can get your rent-to-own properties. Imagine nag-rent ka, but you're already owning that property, the real estate. And that's how you make money. You buy a property and eventually you'll have it, you'll offer it for lease at a markup price. So the more, the merrier. Siyempre, we have to assess, no? If kaya natin. Kasi baka lang kuha ka lang ng kuha and then eventually, like nangyari sa pandemic, so many things happen and then there's no people renting because everyone's at home, etc. So you also have to calculate all those things. But real estate is a good form of investment, especially for beginners. Especially for beginners. Okay, what's the next? Okay, the next one is another interesting thing. This is InsurAvest or insurance investment. Okay, simple lang to, guys. This product will give you 2 things. Protection. Again, remember a while ago, we talked about financial building blocks. This will give you protection. There's death coverage when you die that your beneficiaries will get when you die. There's coverage for critical illness para when you get hospitalized because of critical illness, you can get the claim from the insurance company and pay for that. And then there's accident, disability, and a lot more. Now, since it's an InsurAvest product, whatever you pay per month, actually, guys, you can pay as low as 2,000 per month and then as high as how much you can give. Pwede ka mag 20,000, mag 16,000, depende sa kaya mo. But there is, at your age, there are products which are at 2,000, 2,500. So imagine, guys, yung 2,000 na yan, ilang kembot mo lang yan sa BTC or sa mga party-party destination, but you don't know na yung 2,000 pala can be already a protection for you per month. Okay? And the beauty about this is when you get sick, you will have coverage or you will have claims. If you don't get sick, you will have your fund value that is growing that you can use for whatever future medium to long-term goals. Pwede may yan, bahay, or pwede mo na rin siyang pang-retirement. So that's the beauty of insurance. Dalawa na siya. Okay, at ano pa yung ibang form? Cryptocurrency. Yan, as we've said, this is a digital currency and cryptos have wild fluctuations. Sobrang taas ngayon, bukas hindi mo alam yung reason, sobrang bagsak. But I'm not discouraging you. You can explore. If you start encoding or typing or posting about crypto, you will be surprised that your algorithm will trigger the agents selling Bitcoin crypto to approach you. They will add you on social media and they will offer. But normally they check if you're a student or not. Then if they know that you're a student, sometimes they shy away. So ganun ang style nila. They generate leads then based on algorithm. So if you keep on, like a while ago, I've been searching about cryptocurrency. If there are updates, so I can share with you guys, but there's none. In fact, yung system nila is under the US security and nobody can touch it. The government has no access to it. It's not mandated, so we don't know how it is. In fact, if you withdraw your cryptocurrency investment, you wouldn't know the type of conversion factor that they will consider. Will they consider by the current exchange rate? Will they consider a specific rate they established? Sobrang ang daming questions. So it's up to you guys if you want, but if you will ask me, pero sir, legit yan. I think it's legitimate naman because the investors, when we say investors, ito yung marami ng pera guys. Ito yung marami na talagang in-invest. Some of the investors tried. And some of them naman said that it's legitimate. And the reason why they're trying it is because they're diversifying their portfolio, meaning they're distributing their funds to as many type of investment. Para pag hindi nalugi, para pag nalugi yung isa, hindi malulugi lahat ng pera. Okay, that's diversification. So it's more or less like portfolio beyond stocks. Okay, so that's cryptocurrency. And lastly, hindi na natin kailangan i-explain investment for time, oras, and how can you monetize it? Relasyon, jowa, may boo, baba, baby, whatever you call them. Yan ang investment ng inyong time at ng oras, pumapag-ibig, pamilya, finger heart, what have you. It's up to you guys kung ano yung pwede nyo ma-monetize, but most definitely time investment is important. In fact, you being here today is time investment because you need to learn something for you to take off something. Okay, so we will not elaborate time oras. Okay. Now, a while ago, I've been sharing a lot of investment portfolios. No, sobrang dami. In fact, even at your age, at the age 19, if you're already third year or second year, no, 19, second year college, you can already start investing. But sometimes going to stock market is quite challenging kasi there are a lot of things to learn. In fact, kahit ako guys, admittedly, when I started, hindi ko masyadong mag-gets yung mga terms, yung mga numbers that I see, the arrows up, arrows down, and how it changes because the changes sobrang rapid, sobrang mabilis magbago. In fact, isang balita lang, example. Biglang binalita na example may pabomba dito sa isang mall. Immediately nagkakaroon niya ng effect sa stock market. You will see that the price of the stocks becomes higher because there's already an assumption that investors will withdraw. Madaming ganon. So, ano yan eh, madami silang tinitignan factors and if you're not really good at doing the stock market, mahihirapan tayo. So, sometimes we have to approach someone who's good at it para someone can advise us. But what I see and what I feel personally, na investment that I would think would really apply to you guys are three things. One, bank savings. That is very basic. At your age, guys, 16 ka man ngayon or 21 years old, you need to open your own savings. Trust me, your being thrifty should start by you saving from the bank. If you will not start saving from the bank, you will get surprised. Kapag meron ka ng ATM at sumisweldo ka na, baka hindi pa natin namamalayan, nagto-24 hours yung araw, nasimot mo na yung sweldo mo. So please, open a savings bank account so you would know how to keep your money. When you open a savings bank account, it's like putting your money in a safe vault, in a very safe location, and that is the bank. Okay. Another form of investment that I think is applicable to you is yung mga small investments. Pwedeng time deposits, pwedeng investments sa maliit na bond, mga ganyan. Or another applicable is insurance. But the question is, how much or how can I start? So I have here a presentation of how your savings or your investment in different portfolios may grow. So allow me to share with you this slide first. Okay, let us compare you saving from the bank and then you investing in stock market or a bond. No. When you save in the bank, let's say I have here si Angel Ann Bosquillos. Example si Angel. Hope Angel, it's okay for you to be my example. Example si Angel, nabuhayan ng loob. No? And after this presentation today, she realized that she can go to the bank and start saving. Let's just say that Angel will already graduate and she had she received an offer from a corporate company offering her 35,000 of salary. Syempre, you need to decide how much do you need to save remember guys what I said. You need to decide how much you will save. Bakit? The common behavior of Filipinos is minus gastos, minus shopping, minus Starbucks, minus milk tea, or kung ano pa dyan. Tapos kung ano yung matitira, yun yung isi-save. That could lead us to zero savings. But if we reverse, meaning I have 35,000 of sweldo, I have to be religious and save 5,000 of the 35 every month. And what's left of me, the 30,000, syempre may mga tax pa yan whatsoever, yun lang yung pagkakasyahin ko sa mga gastos ko. Okay? Do not adjust your lifestyle based on the total amount that you earn. Dahil dun ka madadali. At the end of the day, your goal is to save for your future. Again, set aside, and what's left, use that to spend for whatever expense. Ngayon, kung may sobra pa, dagdagan mo yung savings mo. Because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Going back, Angel will now save on her bank account, and let's just say she decides to save 10,000 pesos per month. Kasi nga 35,000 yun as well. Now with the 10,000 that she deposits to the bank, or let's say BDO, immediately after 1 year, magkano na ipon niya? 10,000 times 12 is 120,000. But then again, I mentioned a while ago, tumutubo ang pera mo sa bangko ng 0.0625%. Ganun lang kaliit, guys. So pwedeng tumubo yung pera mo ng 75 pesos. So the 120,000 maybe 120,075 pesos. Okay. So yun yung pwede mong kitain. Now, in case you would like to withdraw, syempre, si Jolly Jane Otordos, inaya si Angel, sabi niya, Jel, we're going to LU this weekend. Join us. Diba? UMLU. And how much is the contribution? Sabi ni Angel. Syempre, sabi ni Jolly Jane, just prepare 10,000. Kasi we don't know we're still booking accommodation pa. Naghahanap kami na mas maganda para Instagrammable, para we can have our videos taken doon sa mga magagandang spots. So syempre kukuha ka doon sa bangko. 'Di ba kasi may savings ka eh. Sasabihin mo yun sa sarili mo, I deserve. Because this is my money. I deserve. Yung I deserve na yan, madaming nadali. So I deserve to spend my money. So winidraw mo, you went on traveling, and then eventually, kapag nagkaroon ng emergencies or uncertainty, syempre you only have 120,000. And again, as I've mentioned a while ago, it will cost you an amount. Just an example, parang 2 months ago, my mom was rushed to the hospital and we spent 320,000. Imagine guys, ganun kalaki. And if you only have 120,000, wala na, ubus ka na. So imagine mo, ganun ang pwedeng mangyari. And the sad part is, well, I don't think it's really a sad part, but ganito yung mangyayari niya. You have 120,000, naubos mo. Tapos you decide to buy your own house. Saan ka lalapit? Sa bangko. Saan kinuha ng bangko yung pera niya na pinautang sa iyo? Eh dahil isa ka sa mga depositor, pera mo din yun. But sad part is, meron kang interest na babayaran sa kanya because that's how bank makes their money. They use the collected money and they give you the trust that they will safekeep it. Tapos pinapautang din nila so they will earn. So, di ba very ironic na the amount that you deposited, pag kinailangan mo, ipapaloan sa'yo, tutubuan ka. Gets? So, but that's okay. Because your money is saved in the bank. It is safe. In fact, may insurance din yan. I don't know if you've noticed sa mga door ng banks may nakalagay PDIC. Ibig sabihin, if your money is around 500,000 pababa and magkaroon ng bankruptcy, magkakaroon ka ng insurance and you will get your money. Pero if it's more than 500,000, yun lang. Your maximum na makukuha is 500,000. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So that's how bank savings is. No? So depende yan kung magkano ilalagay mo. So it will earn, and then how you would like to spend it, that will give you money for your future. That depends on you. Now, for example, you decide to invest in your chosen fund. Ano-ano yung mga fund? Siyempre, iba-iba. May stocks. Sa stocks, iba-iba yan. May stocks na local lang. Ibig sabihin, companies who are operating here in the Philippines. Meron namang global fund. Ibig sabihin, yung mga companies na mga nag-i-invest din diri sa Philippines. There's also another fund, if I remember it correctly, Global Navigator Fund. Ayan, yung mga fund naman na yan, medyo international yung mga companies, and they're into digital. At kaya sumikat Global Navigator kasi, 'di ba, during pandemic, mas sumikat mga digital platforms. So nag-grow yung negosyo, and many people would want to invest in those companies. So may mga ganon. So you will choose your fund. Yun naman yung important. When you invest, you will choose your own fund. If you know already stock market or the bonds, you can go directly and invest and purchase. But if you don't, you can go to a fund manager and let the fund manager do it for you. Humingi lang sila ng cut for doing it for you. Okay? So moving forward, invest in your chosen fund. Let's just say you have 10,000 per month, and then you have more or less 132,000 per year. Why? This is under the assumption that the chosen fund will grow 10%. Again, bakit hindi tayo sure? At the end of the day, it will depend on the performance of your chosen fund. Iba-iba kasi yung performance ng fund. Kaya dapat importante na when you go to stock market, nakikita mo historical data. For example, in the last 10 years, ano ba yung naging behavior ng fund? Pababa na ba or pataas na ba? Kung pababa na ba, what's the promise of the company? Are they planning to invest in something else para pumalo pataas? So those things are the things that you need to look into. So to compare both, again, saving in the bank 10,000, you get 120,075. Or when you invest, you save 10,000 or you invest 10,000, and then you get more or less an average of 10% growth or 132,000. So to compare both, pwede siya kahit ano. I'm not saying you prioritize investing over saving. You can do both. But the reason why I'm showing you this is for you to understand that if you put everything sa bank, sayang natutulog lang doon, and it's earning 0.0625. So why don't you pinch a little and try starting investing? Because the possible rate of return, diba? So ganyan ang pwede niyong gawin. But there's another comparison that I'd like to show you. What if bank versus investing versus Insuravest? Anong difference? Para mas maintindihan nyo. And I think at your age, even ako, when I was to like 25 years old, I wasn't sure, or I don't have an idea about insurance. I don't have idea about investment. Wala talaga. Zero. I started investing at the age of 28 or 29. I started at that age kasi I already felt that I'm already maturing. At doon na mas bumigat yung responsibility. Because my mom started getting sick, and that means bigger expenses moving forward. So I have to double time, and that's the reason as well why I'm trying to accommodate as many opportunities as possible, because that will lead me closer to my. So going back to the platform. So again, sa savings sa bank, alam niyo niyan, discuss natin a while ago, and then saving or investing will lead you to another X number. But did you know, guys, that when you get an insurance policy, let's use the 10,000 for example. Okay, this is based on actual example, and this example is my client who's already 24 years old. Okay, my client at the age of 24, walang masyadong responsibility sa family because only daughter, and well-off yung family. So she decides to invest her sweldo, a big amount of her sweldo, to insurance policy. So let's use the 10,000. Kaya I use the 10,000 para we can compare. So she invested 10,000 per month. And when she started her insurance, she got an approval after 2 days. And after the approval, immediately, if she dies, she will leave 3 million to the family. Or pag na-aksidente siya, may 1 million siyang pwedeng maggamit. Or pag na-disable siya, may 1 million. Pag nagka-critical illness, again, babae, and prone sa girls, yung breast cancer. And that time when she got this, around 6 years ago, sobrang uso nung breast cancer awareness campaign. So she now has a 1 million for her critical illness, and then hospitalization day, just by having an insurance policy approved with just 10,000 pesos. Hindi niya na kailangang ipunin pa yung 1 million para magastos siya. Because that is the nature of the business of insurance. So she started saving 10,000 of her premium on a monthly basis, getting more or less a good sum amount for her protection plan na 3,111 million in hospitalization daily. Now, since it's an InsuraVest product, the beauty is yung 10,000 niya, ini-invest ng company, ng insurance company, to her portfolio or to her chosen investment. And to date, yung 6 years niya na pag-invest, more or less nasa 1 point na siya. And assumption is at the age 30, pwede na siyang mag 2 million fund value. So imagine guys, kung magkano lang yung ininvest niya and yung kanyang fund value na grow na. And take note, marunong ba siyang mag-invest? Actually, hindi. The reason why she got an insurance policy because she learned from another friend, an office mate, now when you're not aware how to run or how to purchase a stock or bond, you have to go to an insurance company because you're getting an insurance and they will invest for you. So that is true because when you get an InsuraVest, what will happen is you will just settle your 10,000 monthly and then the insurance company becomes the fund manager that will invest your money to the stock market. So kung wala kang idea, yun yung quick escape mo. Yun yung leaning, dun ka mag-lean sa insurance company because they're already proven and tested to be good fund managers. So imagine, you don't have an idea but you have the funds and somebody did it for you. So ganun yung nangyari. So meron siyang fund value na 2 million at age 30 and another 5 million at age 6. So ganun kaganda guys. And then, here are some of the tips. No? Kasi for sure some of you now has an idea about investment and some of you might be asking, sir, so how do we start? What are the things we need to take note or the things that we need to consider before we start investing? Okay. Number 1, invest now. Invest while you're young. Why? Because you are healthy, you can do so many things, you don't have much responsibilities, don't put your money to waste. Usually kasi sa mga bata, ang daming gustong gawin, no? Ang daming gustong i-explore. Pero nasasayang yung pera. Nasasayang yung napupunta sa mga unnecessary expenses. So you start investing now because potentially speaking, when you start investing at your young age, the more that it will roll to a bigger fund. And when you mature, you already have that fund to build your family and your dream. Second, always diversify your funds. When you say diversify, ikalat mo. Don't put all your funds in one basket. If you have 1 million, don't put the 1 million right away to the bank. Diversify. Try 100,000 to stocks or try 100,000 for an insurance and investment or try a real estate investment paying 15,000 per month. Diba? Sayang yung 1 million if natutulog lang siya. And with inflation that is happening and changing rapidly, baka yung 1 million mo, yung value niyan in the near future is already 750,000 pesos. So let your money grow and distribute it. Diversify it para it will be useful and be at your own advantage. Third, if you cannot invest by yourself, look for a trusted fund manager. So like the example of insurance and investment, kung wala kang idea and you don't know how to go to stock market, then might as well get an insurance policy, choose the fund. Anyway, they will explain to you the different portfolios available and they will do the investing for you. Good that in our case, remember, now I'm part of the insurance company, good that in our case, our fund manager is East Spring Investment. And East Spring Investment is the #1 fund manager in Asia. And East Spring Investment is also the fund manager of Campus Central ng Pilipinas. So whenever you also choose the insurance company, choose that their fund manager is a performing fund manager. Kasi you don't want to put your money to someone who doesn't know how to manage your fund. Diba? So again, if you cannot invest by yourself, look for a trusted fund manager who will do it for you. 4, to start, drop your unnecessary spending and focus. Guys, yung Starbucks na gusto mong bilhin ngayon, at araw-araw kang nagme-milk tea at 100 pesos, that will already that's about 3,000 per month. And yung 3,000 per month na yan, hindi ka man magkakasakit because you're young. But in the next 5 years, sisingilin ka ng sugar na yan. And I tell you, your maintenance is bigger than what you will be, bigger than your savings. So, delayed gratification. Ngayon, tipid-tipid mo muna sarili mo. From time to time, you can, treat yourself, but not too much. Not too much. To believe that when you start now and you delay the gratification, there will be better. Baka nga hindi na milk tea yung makuha mo after 5 years. Ikaw na yung may-ari ng milk tea shop. Di ba? Next, second to the last, listen to agents. Listen to agents. Kasi real estate agents will definitely sell you the best. Insurance or financial advisors will sell you the best policy. But take note, listen carefully to experience. Sometimes, when you focus yourself to agents, syempre bubulagin ka ng agent, sasabihin, mamamatay ka bukas, masasagasaan ka ng motor, magkakasakit ka, wala kang tutuluyan bukas, kailangan mo na ng sarili mong bahay. They will create that need for you to invest right away. But you know yourself better. Diba? You know if you're capable. You know if it's really a need right now. Diba? Hindi mo kasi, every investment is a good investment. But sometimes you need to check if your capability is also there. Diba? So listen to experience. Because sometimes the people who have already experienced it will tell you the real story. Diba? Siguro if I talk to a real estate agent before at binenta sa akin yung Rockwell, baka nainganyo din ako. Pero paying 70,000, which is beyond my salary, baka doon din ako na lugi. But when I learned to Miss Sarah, I realized that there's an opportunity for me. Hindi ko man siya nagawa right away or as big as she did, but at least at the end of the day, I was able to do so many things. And I'm happy to share with you guys na si Miss Sarah, surprisingly, hindi ko din inakala that the group where I enrolled sa ProLife UK is also the group where she's serving as a financial advisor. And both of us received an award on stage as MDRT. So see, imagine the person who inspired me joined the stage with me to receive the same award. And that's the biggest accomplishment, being a financial advisor. Okay, so listen to agents, but listen carefully to experience, because they will tell you the real story. And then last one, when you look for an advisor with a healthy investment portfolio. Same goes with commercials, di ba? Kapag ikaw ay naghanap na mas magandang skincare, look for that model who uses the product herself or himself. Hindi pwedeng endorse lang or yung kakain ka na parang Jollibee, spaghetti pero ginanon mo lang yung tinidor pero sa totoong buhay hindi ka naman talaga kumakain ng Jollibee. You know what I mean, no? Baka at this moment you know who I'm referring to. Meron yan na nag-commercial gumano ng sarap ng burger steak pero actually walang burger steak. Kasi hindi siya kumakain ng burger steak. Okay? So believe in people who invest or who patronizes the same product. Diba? Skincare, kailangan yung tao, ginagamit niya yung product. Diba? It's the same with investing. You need to believe or trust the person na talagang nag-i-invest din. Kasi in this community, there are so many good people. There are so many good presenters. There are even few people who can speak to you in 2 slides, straight English, no grammatical errors. Perfect. Pero they are afraid. And what risk can they share you if they never try? So always take note, when you look for an advisor, look for that person who has the same product. So kung insurance policy yan, dapat insurance din siya. Kung property yan, dapat bumili din siya doon. Kung car yan, kailangan doon din siya kumuha. Diba? Or may sasakyan siya. So that is very important space. Because those people will tell you from experience. Again, from experience. So these are my investment tips, but moving forward, madami pa din. Okay, what else? Ito naman yung mga do's and don'ts. Okay, i-compare natin ano yung mga dapat mong gawin at yung mga hindi dapat. Okay, what you should do is you should take risks. I know guys that at your age, nakakatakot. Yung 1,000, maybe for me, it's already just like 100 peso. Pero for you, baka it's a big amount of money. But you have to take risks. Kung may extra ka and sometimes you know that you will not use it, then kick off an investment plan. Try something for yourself. Take risk. But ano yung don't? Don't take uncalculated risk. Hindi dahil risk yan, guys. Take lang tayo ng. If it's too much risk, and you know that you cannot sagang yourself to the too much risk, then okay, take only the risk that you can consume or that you can embrace. Another do, start with a positive mind. When you're investing and you're not feeling investing, hindi nga talaga right for you to invest. So you need to have a positive mindset. Yung tipong pag kumuha ka ng isang stocks or units, X number of units to a brand, maniwala ka that the brand will do everything to make their business grow. Wala naman siguro nagtayo na negosyo para magpalugi, di ba? So you have to have that positive mindset. Minsan kasi pag pinangungunahan tayo ng takot, that's what pushes us back. Never doubt the possibility that there is going to be a return. Sometimes you just have to take risk and believe para magkaroon ng balik. Because if you don't have these two, wala mangyayari. You will just let your money sleep and grow. Baka nga I know a city mayor, di ko sasabihin ng city. I know a city mayor who doesn't believe in savings. In fact, sa bahay niya, may malaki siyang vault. Since sobrang laki. And he even had this vault check na tipong pag nakasunog, hindi masusunog yung laman, etc. So ganun siya. And every time na meron siyang transaction, it's cold cash. Hindi siya naniniwala sa bangko dahil naiinis siya na yung bangko pinapahiram sa kanya pera. So may ganon. But you have to believe. You have to believe so your money will start growing. And then last, you need to invest in your future now. Okay? Your future is tomorrow or the next days to come, but the investment starts today. Maybe now you cannot have you won't have that money to pay, but start planning now. Baka you're already doing some side hustles, baka you're selling in Shopee, try to set aside a small amount and put that in investment. And never invest sometime in the future. Kasi parating ganun eh. Investment, sabi nga para yumaman. Ngayon kasi student pa ako, so wag muna. Actually, mas maganda na ngayon while you are young. Do not postpone it to future because that postponement, for sure, you don't have a date and you will forget that. You know when you'll remember that? When you need the money. And by that time, you don't have one. You don't have some amount of money. So take risk, start or begin with a positive mindset and start now. That's the thing you need to do. The last few slides before we finally welcome your questions, we talked about risks. Diba? The higher the risk, the higher potential rate of return. Okay? Pero Gen Zs, I know you're Gen Zs. Uulitin ko, lalakasan ko, Gen Zs. I know that you're risk takers, but not too much risk. Okay? Yung calculated risk lang. Only the things that you can manage, that you can tolerate. No? Risks are important because it challenges us. But if it's too much, possible maging unhealthy tayo. Baka that will eat us up and baka yun yung mag-trigger ng mga mental problems. We don't want it to happen. We don't want that a young individual in your persona will start accommodating so much risk with the mindset of getting so much balik. Then eventually pag na-bankrupt, magkakaroon ng anxieties and so on. We don't want that. Manage the risk. There will definitely be risk. I tell you, madaming risk. It's given. But consume what you can digest, if you know what I mean. Diba? Take only what you can tolerate. Diba? Yung kaya lang, besh. Don't try to embrace all. Embrace those you can love only for that certain moment. Okay? And so much about risk because these things will definitely lead you to risk. I'd like to share with you what the father of the value investing would always remind the investor. Sabi niya, successful investing is about managing risk, not avoiding it. That's why I opened my slide telling you that one of the biggest reasons why you should start investing now is because of inflation. And if you just let your money sleep, alam niyo naman ano na nangyayari pag natutulog, then it will not grow. And if it will not grow, mas mauna mag-grow yung inflation, one of these days, mauubos yung pera mo. So invest and manage the risk. Don't avoid it. Don't avoid it. Sometimes you'll come to this point in your life wherein you will feel na parang hindi naman pala sa akin, nagkamali ako. That is okay. That is healthy. Because if you come to that realization, then you will learn less how you will do it again the next time around. And now that you are here, I tell you that you have already invested something. You come to school because you learn. Check. You join this forum. The 232 people who are here right now, thank you. You join this forum. You learn, and I tell you, you're starting to earn. All you have to do is start moving. Don't waste your time. Because your time is now. You've heard the story. I tell you, there are 1,000 people out there who doesn't know about investing. And they don't know how to begin. But now you do, and you have a friend speaking in front of you who will help you start your investment. Don't forget that when you invest in your future, because that is you. That is you will be speaking soon in front of a lot of people sharing the beauty of this product or the beauty of this career of investing. Because you're investing, you are growing your fund. And you're growing your fund for a lot of reasons, your dreams and whatever. So please don't stop from believing that investing will help you, because I tell you and I confirm that it will help you. Thank you for listening. I have here my QR code. You can drop your information. I made a lot of friends when I share, because that's who I am. I always want to welcome friends, not clients. I always want to welcome friends, because when I welcome people in my life, I consider them as life partners, because I want them to grow while I do. I want them to also start investing real estate, etc. I have a lot of friends selling properties. I know more or less some properties here in Manila that can help you, especially if you transfer. I have a lot of connections that can help you. Just open yourself. Here's my QR and my link. Let's do this. And thank you very much. Director Sonny, if you're listening today, thank you very much. And to Zai and to all the Ateneans, thank you. And I wish you all the best in your investment starting now.
Ayan, thank you so much, Sir Richard, for that sublime discussion. I am sure that our participants, including myself, have learned a lot and gained a lot of takeaways that will help us in the near future. So in the discussion, we started with the whys, and Sir Richard really gave us various reasons why we should invest. And Sir Richard also introduced us the financial building blocks, which I am definite that I can answer now. I am not yet stable when it comes to my finances. And next, we discuss about the types of investments. And I hope you guys are considering right now what type of investment you want to take. And one thing that when they learn, they earn. So I really hope, guys, you learned a lot from this ACP topic. So if you have any questions or insights you would like to ask our speaker, you can send them here at the Google Form link sent via the chat box. Pero before we proceed to the open forum, let's have a short game first, courtesy of our ACP staff. So at the end of our game, 4 lucky participants will be winners of GCash prize, of course, from our ever-generous Office of Student Affairs. Ayan, let's just wait for our tech team to share the screen. And while waiting for the tech team to share the screen for our game, again, you may send your questions through the link sent in our chat box. Ayan, guys, are you ready for the game? Yan, let's go, keyboard warriors. Okay, our game for this ACP is called 4 Picks, 1 Word. For our mechanics, number 1, participants are shown combination of photos. Number 2, each set depicts a word that the audience must guess. Number 3, participants will think or guess the word or words formed. 4, the participant must comment the given code flash on the screen to have the chance to guess the word. So they must turn on their mic to say the answer. Again, wait for the go signal of the staff in the comment section. Ayan guys, are you ready for our trial round? Our code is #ACP2022. On my cue, 3, 2, 1, go.
Invest.
Ayan. Type the code. Again, following the instruction, type the code. And once I call your name, please open your microphone and say the answer. Okay. Based sa ating chat box, ang sumunod sa instruction ay si Mix Katrina Jane Bautista. Hi, Mix Katrina. So,
Hello
what's the
po.
answer?
Invest.
Okay. Is invest the correct answer? Let's see. Okay, thank you. Pero that's the trial round pa lang. Sige, let's see for our first round. Okay, for our first round, the code is #strive for more. On my cue, 3, 2, 1, go. Ayan. Ang nauna sa ating chat box ay si Bianca Anda. Hi Bianca, what's the answer?
Hello po, money po ba?
Okay, is money the correct answer? Oh no, it is not the correct answer. So ang sumunod pong nakatama ay nakatype ng code ay si Rachel Ann Villara. Hi, Rachel.
Invest pa rin.
Ano po?
Invest po.
No, that is not the correct answer. So, let's ask Marco. Marco Mosna.
Hello po.
What's the correct answer?
Asset.
Is asset the correct answer, tech team? Ayan. Okay, congratulations, Marco. For our next round, we have the code is #for-a-better-future. In 3, 2, 1, go. Again, type the code, guys, for you to be acknowledged. Okay. For a better future. Ayan. Let's call Ninya Colleen Bonilla. Hi, Ninya. Hi, Ninya. Are you there? Okay, bilangan natin siya if hindi siya makaka-open ng ayun, nasa chat box pala siya. Okay, sorry. Ang answer niya ay savings. Unfortunately, that is not the answer po. So, let's call the next participant. Hi, Casey.
Hello po.
Okay, what is your answer?
I think po, deposit.
Okay, tech team, reveal the answer. Hello, tech team. Tama ba ang deposit na sagot? Ayan, congratulations, Casey, for winning a GCash prize. For our third round, we have #savings and investment. Again, #savings and investment. In 3, 2, 1, go. Ayan, let's call Bianca Sacabon. Hi, Bianca.
Hello po, my answer is stocks po.
Stocks. Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer. So let us call RJ Sabater. Hi, RJ. Hi, RJ. Are you there? Ayan, bilangan natin si RJ kung wala pa siyang sagot or hindi pa siya mag-open ng microphone. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ayan, unresponsive si RJ. So let's call Hannah May D. Hi, Hannah.
My answer is invest.
Unfortunately, that is not the correct answer. So let us call Kevin Asma. Hi, Kevin. What is your answer? Ayan. Hello, Kevin. Ayan, it seems like wala si Kevin. Let's see if nag-chat siya. Wala din. Call our next participant. Monica Dayanella. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Hi, Monica. Okay, what is your answer, Monica? Market. So tech team, kindly reveal if market is the correct answer. Indeed, it's market. So congratulations, Monica, for our last item. Hashtag invest in your future. 3, 2, 1, go. Ayan, last na to. Okay, ayan. Nakikita ko ang first nating nakatype ng code ay si Christian Jore Moreno. Hi, Christian. Hi, Christian. Are you there? Okay po. What's the answer for this round? Come again?
Crypto.
Can you just type your answer since you are inaudible po? Unfortunately, that is not the answer. So let us call our next participant. We have Julian Abordo.
Trade.
Yes, the correct answer for the fourth round is trade. So ayan guys, thank you so much for participating. Now we will proceed to the open forum. So everyone is encouraged to share their insights or ask questions. So you may send your questions through the chat room or send them via the provided Google form so our staff can address them. While waiting for our participants, I would like to invite our first reactor, Mr. Tyron Dale H. Plandes, to turn on his camera and share his insights. Hi, Tyron!
Hello, Sai. Okay ba yung camera ko? Okay, I think hindi available yung camera ko pero I'm always available naman. So let's proceed para sa time. So good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Caluyo for delivering an interesting and very informative talk regarding investment po. You supplied us with great knowledge that we will undeniably apply in our daily and professional lives. It is also deeply appreciated that you share this type of information because it is obvious that what we have today may not be available to us tomorrow. Diba? Yung Jolly Hot Dog, mali mo someday, 50 pesos na siya. Diba? Ay, 50 pesos siya today and mali mo bukas, 100 na. And yung jowa mo, mahal ka ngayon and bukas hindi na. So, we saw many instances where people regret, their decisions as they grow older. Therefore, to avoid these problems, I think people must invest their money so that they will not worry in the future. So, yan po, sir, after listening to your presentation, I have a bunch of takeaways talaga, but I will just highlight one main point. Or two na lang siguro, two main points. So firstly, I like how you stated that we must be careful of investing because it will have a long-term effect on one's potential earnings and growth rate. And I agree that there is no going back in investing, as things as things investments are primarily reversible nature. So once once assets have been purchased, it is impossible to reverse such decisions. So it's really important to be mindful of such risk kasi hindi naman palaging beneficial yung risk kasi may sometimes may mga return talaga na wala pero may mga return na hindi. So yung investment din I also agree na um sa investment, it entails a very careful knowledge, rational thought, and sensible decision making for us to have a prosperous future. Hindi lang dapat tayo padalas-dalas sa mga bagay sa pagbili, 'di ba? Hindi ibig sabihin na deserve mo 'yan, go lang kasi what if wala ka ng mas malaki pa lang yung liabilities mo kaysa sa assets. And in these talks, sir, actually also something I was able to gain from my investment classes, yung investment management and yung forex and commodity subject, wherein we were taught about decisions na we take today in our present life actually affects our future. So before making any decisions, we must do good planning and give proper directions to our decisions so that they work properly and smoothly and no issues or problems could occur during our investing, kasi we invest because we have ambitions in life. As you have said, diba, sir, we have dreams, and whether it's acquiring a home, savings for our child's education or preparing for medical emergencies. I remember nga po, sir, recently kasi na-hospital si mama and napakalaki talaga ng napaka-helpful ng investment like sa medical aspect kasi less na yung nagastos namin. So sometimes talaga na totoo yung kasabay na kapag may itinanim, may aanihin. So if you plant something, you will harvest it. So meaning your future will be the result of the effort you put in today. So lastly, I appreciate, sir, how you gave straightforward and easy to understand examples, especially about inflation. Surely nothing makes saving for your financial ambition simpler than starting early. Kasi this actually opened my eyes to the fact na we need to start early before it's too late kasi it's essential to comprehend why individuals need to and whether we should invest kasi investment can give you a lot of things. It's beneficial in so many ways. For example, kaya siguro napaka-important na invest your money in a various investment instruments such as yung diniscuss mo, sir, na stocks and bond kasi it gives your money an excellent path and can make a better play for your future, and not just in your future but at the same time sa future din natin sa economy kasi may big factor siya. So taking everything into account po, I realized that investment is one of the critical components of a thriving lifestyle and even economic, and without it I think economy or our life would collapse kasi it governs how much we save and put money in our wallet, so which is part of our personal and economic growth. So as a business course student, sir, I recognize na investment is very beneficial in terms of theoretical and practical perspective. So indeed, I believe na an economy's success depends on the success and of the people and the financial aspect na nangyayari. So with that po, sir, thank you so much. Once again, thank you for delivering that very concise and easily remembered talk po.
Thank you, Tyron. May you have an abundant future ahead of you.
And thank you so much, Tyrone, for your insights. Indeed, the discussion was straightforward and helpful for everyone. Now let us welcome Miss Catherine H. Yaban, our second reactor. Good afternoon, Kath.
Hello, good afternoon po, Ate Zai. Am I audible naman po?
Hi, Kath. You are audible.
Ayan. So, good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon po, Sir Chad.
Good afternoon.
So, yan, good afternoon po. I just want to say that I was really able to enjoy the talk very much, especially that you were able to integrate your experiences, which are very much relatable to us college students. So, yeah, I understand and I realized how important investing is, especially to us college students. Kasi contrary to the belief of others, college students are typically not teenagers anymore, and college students are not too young to begin investing. Siguro most of us are unaware of the significance of investment before this webinar, but um, through your discussion, through your meaningful discussion, we were able to understand its significance and essence. So thank you so much po, Sir Chad, for imparting us necessary knowledge and for sharing us your tips. So with this, I would just like to share siguro 3 points na rin which I have learned and pondered on during the fruitful discussion a while ago. So first is, yun nga, I agree na in investing, we should take risk. But in taking risk kasi, we should also doubt. We should be vigilant enough to know kung ano yung mga legitimate na investment, and we shouldn't be scared to invest kasi sa panahon ngayon, kailangan natin ng positive mindset. Kasi if magiging negative tayo, how much more tayo magta-thrive na there are a lot of happenings already na medyo negative. So yan, we need to combat it with positive mindset. So kung nakuha nga nating mag-risk sa mga jowa nyo, why not mag-risk din tayo sa investment? Ayan. So another thing is that we should also consider yung potential rate ng return. Kasi in investing, hindi lang puro bigay lahat. Dapat merong bumabalik sa atin because
Ayan, it seems like our reactor is having technical difficulty right now. So with that, let's proceed to the open forum. So now, ayan, Catherine is back. So you may proceed, Kath.
Ay, okay. I'm sorry po for that. Siguro yung internet medyo mahina. So going back, yun nga, one thing that we should consider is inflation. So kailangan nating makisabay. So we need to invest. And syempre, we're also spending a lot, especially ngayon, we have education. And aside from that, we have also other needs. May family needs tayo. And especially siguro yung mga students na gina-juggle yung work and yung education nila. So it's a good start to invest. Siguro pili na lang tayo dun sa mga nabanggit ni Sir in terms of stocks, bonds, commodities, time deposits, and especially yung pinakagusto ko, real estate. And yon, gustong-gusto ko mag-invest ng real estate kasi very grabe yung balik na money sa'yo. So I want to learn that. And siguro next point is to start investing now. Kasi we should be siguro one step ahead of the competition. Kasi grabe, lahat na nagta-thrive. So need natin na syempre sumabay tayo, wag tayong magpapahuli. So invest while we're young. Kasi if not now, then when? So now is the right time. And yun nga, I agree that diversification is very important kasi hindi natin, in investment, hindi tayo dapat maging loyal sa isa lang. We should diversify our money because that would make us thrive, that would make us succeed and gain more money. So yeah, we should also listen to agents kasi sila yung mas makakaalam. And consider the experiences of others because sabi nga nila, di ba, experience is the best teacher. So let's learn from that. And yun nga, di ba merong idiom na sabi, the early bird gets the worm. So yun, kung hindi ngayon, kailan pa? So yan, sabay-sabay na tayong yumaman, guys. And lastly is siguro, I want to reiterate how important savings is. Kasi paano tayo mag-invest if wala tayong savings? So yan yung para magiging basis natin on how much we'll be able to invest. So as early as now, siguro masasabi ko lang, we should drop, yun nga, sabi ni Sir, drop your unnecessary spending and focus more on the future. So yan, let's consider delayed gratification. Wag muna tayong maging gastador ngayon. Kasi for sure in the future, we'll be able to afford all of those necessities and even yung mga wants natin kung mag-save tayo ngayon. And not just that, yung investment, hindi lang makaka-apekto in terms of our personal interest or in terms of our families, but also in our economy. Because investment actually increases the capital stock and the amount of capital available to an economy. So that's a very critical determinant of productivity, with wherein it's parang pinuprove niya how investment contributes to economic growth. So yan. So to wrap up, siguro sabi ni Sir kanina, if si Miss Sarah yung parang nag-create ng change sa kanya, siguro kami naman po, Sir, na mga participants ngayon, siguro kung may Miss Sarah ka, kami may Sir Chad kami. So it was you who created an impact to us. It was you who imparted knowledge and tips regarding investment. So, yeah, thank you very much. And siguro to all the participants and to my co-Athenians, ayan, siguro isa lang masasabi ko, let's start investing now. So let's invest in our future now kasi sabay-sabay tayong magpapayaman. So thank you so much and good afternoon po once again.
Thank you, Catherine. Enjoy your fortune. Enjoy your investment return soon.
Thank you po.
And thank you, Kath, for your substantial sharing. Indeed, you will not just help yourself, but you will also contribute to our economy. Now, at this point, let me read questions from our Google form that was sent earlier. So, Sir Chad, the question is, where exactly can we find people looking for investments such as bonds?
The person speaking in front of you is the person who can help you look for that bond. So the one I shared with you kanina, I gave a QR code. If you are interested, please let me know. I'm sure you're not really that familiar yet with bonds, but please let me know. We can exchange conversation. I can lead you to a possibility of getting your bonds, bond funds secured. Pwede. But normally, when you get funds, you really need to have connections to investors because these investors kasi are the ones that lend to government. So these investors might probably not the people we rub elbows with, but to give you closer interaction with people who can possibly invest in bonds, you can also take another option, which is going to an insurance company that invests in bonds. So pwede din yun.
Okay, thank you, Sir Richard. Another question is time deposit for only 1 year or can it be shorter than that? Thank you po.
Normally, a time deposit is for a period of 1 year. I'm not so sure if there are banks now offering for a shorter period of time. But I tell you naman, if you invest in time deposit, go for a longer term. Kasi a shorter term might give you, nakita niyo naman kanina, yung 1,024 pesos for 1 year.
It seems like our speaker got disconnected. Yan. While we wait, let's have a short kumustahan, guys. So, tanongin muna natin ang participants, how was the ACP so far? So, let's call, ayan, mukhang naka-reconnect na si Sir Richard. So, hi, sir.
Hello, sorry na, unstable. My internet connection is unstable. Hello.
Ayan, sir, you're back again po. Hi.
Ayan. Yeah, so where did my connection fail me? Anyway, so there you go. Normally it's really for a year, but I'm not so sure if the banks are offering for a shorter period. But always remember that when you're doing the time deposit, always consider that this is like forced saving. If you look kasi for a time deposit that is shorter, you're already considering spending money for a short period after a short period of time. So the longer kasi you invest a time deposit, the bigger the interest. And the bigger amount you give, the bigger the return. So you may check now with banks if they're offering for a shorter period, but if I were you, consider something that is really longer. At least you will have to, you have this bank that can stop you from spending your money. Yun naman yung beauty ng time deposit.
And thank you so much, Sir Richard. As much as we would like to accommodate all your questions, we would have to close the forum. However, we would like to assure you that your questions and comments will be received by our speaker. So thank you again, Sir Richard, and everyone who participated in our open forum. Before we end our program, we would like to express our gratitude to our resource speaker for joining us and sharing his valuable time through the Certificate of Appreciation. The Ateneo de Naga University Office of Student Affairs and its partners present the Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Richard Asuncion Caluyo in grateful appreciation of his expertise and service as resource speaker in the Alternative Class Program Workshop, Invest in Your Future, Young Person's Guide to Savings and Investments, given the 18th day of November 2022 at the Ateneo de Naga University, City of Naga, Philippines. Signed by Rodolfo S.B. Vertus Jr., Director of Student Affairs, Ms. Janet P. Badong Badilla, Executive Director, Office of Mission and Identity, Dr. Alfredo C. Fabay, Vice President for Higher Education, and Father Roberto E.N. Rivera, University President. Again, thank you so much, Sir Richard. So would you like to share any final message to our participants?
Naku, wala ng final message, but ito very quick. We've been talking about inflation and it's very uso nowadays. How will you help in stopping the inflation? One, buy local products. But then again, bumibili tayo ng mga imported. Second, travel in local destinations. And again, gusto natin Paris, Thailand, Europe, whatever. So okay na. Third, we want to eat local. Kaso gusto natin talaga imported, no? Wala talaga tayong pinipili. So now I challenge you, invest. Because when you invest, according to Catherine, the capital gain that the country will receive is big enough for us to handle inflation. So enjoy inflation and let's start investing. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Richard Caluyo. And to our participants, thank you for choosing to be with us today. I hope that everyone learned and enjoyed this webinar. Before we end, we would like to request our participants to open their cameras for a quick souvenir photo opportunity. So guys, please open your cameras and let's have a photo op. Ayan, let's call our docu team to give us the signal po.
Ayan, we have 10 slides po. Okay. Smile. First slide. Next slide po. Smile. Third. Fourth. Smile po. Next. Last one po. Ayan, thank you.
Ayan, thank you, Lian. Once again, thank you for joining us in Invest in Your Future, Young Person's Guide to Savings and Investments. You may scan the QR code on the screen or type the link to the Google form. Please make sure that you fill it out with the correct information. So the organizers will send your e-certificates through your GBox accounts. There is no need to contact OSA or the ACP team. Jos Mabalos po sa Gabos, thank you so much for being with us today. Hopefully you were able to learn something. See you on the next ACP topic from the Office of Student Affairs and Partners. You may now leave the meeting.